Hey, what's up? Dean's here, Performance, and we're back. So, working on Joey's Monte Carlo, and I got the tank out yesterday, and then I just took the sending unit out of it, and this is what I found. Now, I knew it smelled like varnish, but I didn't know how bad it was. But this is all rotted. It's not good. Like you could see, the tank itself, the baffling and everything is just completely rotted away. I'm gonna get it emptied out, but I could see over there, can't really get my phone in there. I could see over in that corner, there's basically like a pile of sludge down in there. I'm gonna get it emptied out. Oh, silhouette. I'm gonna get it emptied out, and then I'll come right back because I'm gonna have to give him a call and source the tank for this. I'd imagine they're probably make plenty of these tanks, but I'll get that cleaned out, emptied out, and then give him a call and let him know what's going on. Okay, so we texted the owner of the car, and he's in agreement. Just get a new tank, sending unit. So we have one of those on the way. Should be here tomorrow morning latest. Should be at the store today, but I'll probably pick it up in the morning. So in the meantime, while I went ahead and I went to the bay next door, I got his motor up on the stand and the 4L80 up on the cart. So I'm gonna take some degreaser and the pressure washer and start going to town. But I'm gonna first stuff the converter into the front of the transmission to seal the pump. You can see where the converter goes in the pump. So I'm gonna get the converter in and then get the pressure washer out, start degreasing it, get it all ready, and then what I'll do is I'll pull the motor in here and start stripping it down. I'll get the wiring harness off it, the coil packs, the intake. I'll get all that stuff off of it, and probably pressure wash it again. Probably leave the intake on, pressure wash it again, and then go from there. So I'm gonna get started on all that. I gotta grab the pressure washer from the other bay, and then I'll come back when I'm done. All right, so back, a lot dirtier, and I got Joey's motor cleaned up. Quick pressure wash on it. Basically, I popped the intake off, and it actually came pretty clean. I got to get the manifolds off, and of course, you got the typical LS broken exhaust manifold bolts. There's one here, which that one's out pretty far. That one will be easy. There's one in there, which is actually broke just below the surface of the head. And then there was one more up front, which is outside the head. So the two will be pretty easy. That one won't be too bad. I'll get those off. I got the transmission cleaned up. It looks pretty good. There's a little bit of grease and grime, plug left on it. I got to get the neutral safety off. It's broke. We don't use it anyways. Get the lines off and put the AN fittings in there. And this is the dual front. I got to find or order a dipstick tube. I didn't realize I don't have a dipstick tube. But yeah, and then I'm going to get all these rubber hoses off of here, and I'll actually use the water pump heater lines, and I'll attach his heater lines right to it. I took the AC compressor off so that it doesn't get water in it. I did notice that the power steering pump didn't have a cap, so I grabbed one I had laying around, put that on there. The only other thing I noticed, oh, dead leg, is when I peeked through here, at one point you could see either the oil pan was done, and I believe it was the oil pan, because if you look at the rear cover, nope, it was the rear cover. The black silicone goes all the way up. So at one point somebody did the rear main seal, and then they put so much RTV that it, like, I don't know what you call it, but it's kind of like a hydrolock type of thing, and it blew the cover apart. I don't think it'll be a big deal, but I may end up pulling this apart, replacing the cover. My only worry is that I mess up the oil pan gasket because it's completely gooped. You can see they put a big layer of RTV all the way around everything. So the motor was resealed at one point. You can see it poking out the rear cover there. So little bracket over here to come off. But I'm gonna get the exhaust manifolds off right now. I'll pull the dipstick bolt to slide the manifold off. You gotta pop the dipstick out, get all these little rubber hoses off. I'll get all that stuff off, and then I may just kind of set the intake, kind of a mock-up, just to see how it sits on there with the alternator bracket. But yeah, I'll get that stuff off real quick, and again, I'll come back. All right, so yep, the pieces of the hose off, and I'll wire wheel this, all these, whatever you want to call them, nipples or whatever. I'll wire wheel all of those, get them cleaned up. I got that little bracket off the side of the oil pan over there, and then I went ahead and I got the, I think it was this one. Yeah, so this bolt's out, nice and clean, came right out. The back one's out. This one was the one that was buried, so it's got a little bit of slag that I gotta knock off, but it came out, the threads are clean. And then the front one came out, threads are clean. Till I go and put a piece of welding slag in it. But I'll take the air gun, blow those out. I'll knock all this slag right here. I'll knock that off with like a screwdriver or something. It usually just knocks right off. So now I'm gonna take the intake, which is right there on the shelf, and I'm gonna set it on there, take a couple pictures, send them to the owner. So for now, that's it on this one. Next video, tomorrow I'll probably get the car outside, pressure wash the whole engine bay, get it back in, get it stripped down, pull apart all the wiring, get all that sorted, ready to go, because I still need to do the AC wires. So I'll have to trigger the AC through like the factory switch in the dashboard. Probably just get the car itself stripped down fully. Like I said, I should have the fuel tank. I'll probably end up getting it tomorrow with the sending unit. And once everything's all stripped down and separated and I know what wire goes where, then I will take and set the motor in, get the transmission up to it, take the motor mounts that I have, get those bolted to the frame, set them on the motor, position the motor where it needs to be. I don't think that I don't think that this is gonna work, this extension piece on there. So I can't imagine GM did that, but maybe, or just somebody that was a good welder. But I'll probably end up taking and cutting that off. There's only one position for this transmission mount, which on this side you see there's a secondary position, but it's not on this side unless the lift is covering it, but I don't think it is, because it should be right in here. So I don't think I'll be able to take the transmission cross member. I can move it forward, drill big holes here for the socket to go up in, drill a hole on top. I could do all that, but maybe I'll do that, who knows. But we'll see where the transmission lands as of right now. Hopefully the shifter cable is still good. I know it was weird in the car. Like it felt loose, but it feels like it's still connected. So if that's still good, I should be able to reuse that cable somehow, maybe make a different bracket to connect to the transmission. But I'll try and reuse that cable. This one, I still don't really know. It goes up to the column as if it's for the column shift, but what I think it's for is the neutral safety. I think that's all that's for. So this is basically a column shift type of column, but they take and mount, because it has a console shifter, floor shifter. I think they run the same column shifter and it triggers the neutral safety. Gonna have to figure that out. Somehow. Some way. Yeah, I'll have to figure that out, but and that might be using the old bracket off the other transmission and putting both pieces back on it. And then that way it functions like it does factory style. But we'll see. I appreciate you watching. Hit the thumbs up, give me a like, hit the subscribe, hit the bell to be notified of new videos. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.